Hey everybody, in this video we're going to talk about a new feature coming in Ionic 5, and that is the Ionic Animations API. So we're just going to do a little quick introduction to what the Ionic Animations API is and what web animations are. But before I get into that, I do just want to quickly cover the update to Ionic 5 and what that process is going to look like. Whenever there is a new major version of Ionic, it scares people. People think that there's going to be a huge upgrade process, and in the past that has been the case in some instances. So if you are worried about Ionic 5 and what that's going to mean for your applications, you don't really need to worry. As long as you've been keeping your apps reasonably up to date, this really shouldn't be much of a problem at all. Ionic is using semantic versioning now, and what that basically means is that a major version change is done whenever there is breaking changes added to the framework. So the basic idea is that if we're in, say, Ionic 4, as long as there's no breaking changes, there's no new features that are going to change the way the framework works currently, we're going to stay on Ionic 4. But if the Ionic team want to add something new or change something that is going to mean you need to make some kind of change to your application if you're using it, that means that's a breaking change and it's going to see a major version bump to Ionic 5, for example. It doesn't mean that we're getting a whole new version of the framework like it has been the case in the past. And things don't always pan out exactly like that. Maybe there is some breaking changes within just Ionic 4 itself without a major version bump, but that's the general idea. A new major version just means there's some kind of breaking changes. And so Ionic 5 currently, at least at the time of recording this, it's in beta, and so I'm not sure exactly when it is going to be officially released. But as it is now, there isn't really many breaking changes at all. You can find a list in the changelog for the current Ionic 5 betas. But just to sort of see what that upgrade process would look like, what we're looking at here is actually the Ionic 4 conference app. So I've literally just got the Ionic 4 conference starter and just bumped the version to one of the current Ionic 5 betas. And all I had to do to get this working again was make a small change to the way the toast controller worked, which is basically a nothing change. And you can see here I've got some missing icons, so going to need to update a few icons, but basically we're just a couple little changes, everything was ready to go with Ionic 5. So it might be different for your application, maybe you'll hit a few more of the breaking changes, but in general, I just wanted to reassure people that this isn't anything to be afraid of. So I don't want to spend too long talking about Ionic 5 in general. I want to talk about the Ionic 5 Animations API, which is very exciting. And so the general idea is that the Ionic Animations API will provide a platform agnostic way to define and control your animations. And when we're talking about something being platform agnostic, basically just means the platform doesn't matter. We're describing things in a way that will work wherever we need it to work. So if we're creating an animation, there's more of a focus on defining the animation itself rather than saying, well, I want you to behave exactly this way in this environment. So before I get into describing a little bit more about what the Ionic Animations API is, let's just take a quick look at it. So I've set up a example animation on the title of the Ionic conference application here, the little title. And so let's just have a quick look at what that looks like in Angular. We can use, or we will be able to use, the Ionic Animations API with whatever we're using, whether that's Angular, React, using the framework, Stencil.js, stuff like that. It will look a little different depending on what you are using, but in the case of Angular here, it probably looks pretty familiar to what you would usually do in Angular. And basically we're just importing the animation controller here, inject it through the constructor, and then we can use it. And so you can see here I've got an animation defined, and we're going to play with this a little bit in just a moment. But basically we create an animation and we chain on these methods here, which define how it's going to behave. So I'm saying I want to create an animation. I want the animation to be added to this particular element, which is a reference to our title element in the template, which is this h4 tag just here. And then there's a whole bunch of methods we can then use to define the animation itself. At the moment, this animation will go for 1500 milliseconds or 1.5 seconds. It's going to loop infinitely, and this is the actual animation itself. So let me just bump up the text size a bit here so we can see this a bit better. So we have a from to method. So we're basically saying we want to animate from this particular set of properties to this particular set of properties. So in this case, we're saying we want to animate the transform. We want to animate translate X from 0 pixels to 100 pixels. And we're also animating the opacity from 1 or full opacity to 0.2. And then once we have that animation defined and it's attached to the element that we want to animate, we just call animation.play. So we're going to come back and play with this a little bit more in a second, but now that you just have a general idea of what this looks like, let's talk a bit about why we might want to do this. And so the basic idea with the Ionic Animations API is that it is built on the Web Animations API. And the Web Animations API is basically a way to describe an animation, kind of like what I was saying, without getting into the specifics of how we want the animation to happen. So the basic idea is that we're telling the browser how we want something to animate. So with this title here, for example, I am telling the browser I want to animate this title. At the moment, I'm saying I want it to weirdly shift 100 pixels to the right and fade out, which is definitely an animation that we're all going to want to do. So I'm telling the browser that's what I want to do, and I want the browser to handle how to handle that. I'm telling the browser, okay, you decide how to do it. I'm just telling you what I want you to do. As opposed to other forms of animation, say if we're manually using JavaScript to perform an animation by shifting things around the screen, or with CSS, we are telling the browser exactly what we want to do. We're saying, okay, move this 100 pixels to the right, move it 50 pixels to the left, use this particular property to do something. So the browser will do exactly as we say, and that stuff is executed along with the rest of our code. So we're kind of sharing that computing power that we want to use to run our application. We're also using that to run our animations, and animations can be difficult, and we might not be doing that in the best way possible, and we might be sort of running things at the incorrect time and causing a lot of jank in the animation and just the general FPS of the app itself. So with the Web Animations API, we can tell the browser what we want and let the browser handle more of those optimizations and run it in the best way possible. And so MDN has a really good article on web animations. It's definitely worth having a read through about what that is all about. But there is a point here and this little opening paragraph, which I think drives home the point a little bit. It says here it's one of the most performant ways to animate on the web where supported. That's an important point too. Letting the browser make its own internal optimization without hacks, coercion, or window.request animation frame. And if you're not familiar with using request animation frame, basically that's a method you could use to make sure that you are running your application at the correct time in the browser rendering process, as to not be kind of jumbling things up and causing jank. And that is one of those things where it's difficult to do because you could be running the exact same code, but you didn't run it at just the right time. And so now it's really bad, whereas it could have been good. And so hopefully with the Web Animations API and the Ionic Animations API, we don't really need to worry about that so much. But the Web Animations API isn't currently supported everywhere. If you take a look at Can I Use, you can see a lot of these browsers have partial support for the Web Animations API. You can see that's indicated by that kind of light green color here. So we want to be able to use the Web Animations API because it's awesome, but it's not supported everywhere, which makes it really difficult. So with the Ionic Animations API, it's going to use the Web Animations API where possible, but if it isn't available, we are just going to fall back to using CSS animations, which the Ionic Animations API will handle for us. So we're getting the benefit immediately of having this sort of consistent platform agnostic API to define our animations. And then as the Web Animations API becomes available, or if it is already available in some circumstances, the Ionic Animations API is automatically going to use that. And we're going to then get that sort of performance benefit as well. So definitely worth having a scroll through of this article here. I'll leave a link to that in the description. But there is also more you can do with the Web Animations API outside of just it being more performant and having like a nice API to use. It does also give you a lot of control over your animations. So once we have that animation defined, we can control that animation. So aside from just playing it, you can pause and reverse the animation. So rather than it being this kind of once-off animation, we have this thing that we can modify very easily and control the playback of. So there's just a couple of examples in here of some stuff you might be able to do. But before I finish this video, let's just have a bit more of a play around with some options here. So just on that point of there being other methods available that we can use aside from just playing the animation, you can see that if we just write animation dot, we can have a look at the other methods that are available. And of course we can play it, but you can see there's a whole bunch of other methods we have here as well. So if I just scroll down a little bit, you can see we have an onFinish method, so we could easily tie some kind of callback for when the animation finishes. We want to run some code. We have a pause method for pausing the animation. We've got progress methods. We can stop it. We can do a whole bunch of things with the animation. So in future videos, I'm going to do a lot more examples of the Ionic Animations API and doing actually useful things with that, rather than just this silly example here. But let's take a quick look at some things we could do. For example, I could change this duration. We'll say we want that to run a bit quicker. So I'm going to change that to 400 milliseconds. Let this refresh and you can see it's a lot faster now. Maybe I don't want that to continue infinitely. I just want that to run like 3 or 7 times. So I want to run that animation 7 times. So it's going to do that and then it's going to stop. As well as that, maybe I don't want to animate the transform. Let's say I instead want to, the translate. Instead of like moving that 100 pixels to the right, I instead want to make it bigger. So I'm going to start at its normal size, so a scale of 1, and I'm going to animate that to, let's say 3 times as big. So I'll save that. Let's take a look at it now. So you can now have this kind of exploding effect instead. And so we could chain on other methods here if we wanted to. We could change different properties. Let's try color, for example. So we'll say from to, and we'll change from, I'm just going to use, say color from, start it from red, go to green. This is going to look really ugly, I'm sure, but let's just see that that works. And you can see we have that transitioning from red to green, moving 100 pixels to the right, and looks absolutely ridiculous. But you can see, you get a general idea of how this works and how you can sort of achieve the animations you want. So as I mentioned, I will definitely be doing more of these in the future, where we're going to build some useful things with the Ionic Animations API. But for this video, I just wanted to give you a basic overview of what it looks like and why we might want to use it. So Ionic 5 is going to be a really exciting time for Ionic. Really excited to see these animation improvements, and I think Ionic also have some other UI, UX stuff in the works as well. So really excited to see that. Hope you have a bit of a play around with the Animations API, and I will see you in the next video.